I mentioned this to you before about some phrases or things that maybe you have that have been different than some of your teammates that they're like, Travis, what are you talking about? How would you say afternoon?
Avo, yeah. Like I would say, like, what are you doing this Avo? Do you have any plans this Avo? And someone's like, Avo, like avocado, yeah. This is Travis Bazzana, and this is MLB Office Hours.
I want to start by asking you about your Notes app and how in 2019 you had a note in there, if this is true, about playing in the World Baseball Classic, leading off and playing for Australia. Is that still the goal?
Yeah, I've kind of always dreamt of playing the World Baseball Classic, and that sort of looked like more of a reality to me around that time once I was committed to college in the US and started to kind of see a future for myself in the game. I was like, I might have a chance to play for Team Australia at the World Baseball Classic. So I, started to write up some lineups and see the kind of vision of when it would be possible. And that I think was going to be 2025, but dates sort of changed or whatever, and it's 2026 now. But I still have that note, yeah.
So like 5-6-year-old note in there.
Yeah, 5-6-year-old note of a lineup and a team and a roster. It's pretty cool. I think that first lineup I did, it might end up being 60 to 75% accurate from 2019. So it's pretty cool.
Do you want to tell us who was batting lead off on that line?
It was me. Yeah.
Where does the passion for the game come from? You seem to be a guy who loves this game. This is what you breathe. Where does that come from, coming from Australia?
I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure why, but from all accounts, when I was like very young, 3 to 5 years old, like it was kind of there more than, anything else I did. I really wanted to be, swinging a baseball bat, hitting a ball off a tee, or just bat boying my brother's games. Like that was always something I loved, was just the game of baseball. So I can't really explain it, but I think like the passion really grew once, I'm a competitive person and I loved playing baseball, but then it's like you combine those two things and you see that there's a future to, go do something pretty cool, and I think I just took it on.
You were drafted first, right, when you were like 16 years old, right? And you had a chance to come over if you wanted to, but decided to go to Oregon State. How did that change you as a player?
I grew so much in 3 years at Oregon State. As a player, as a person, there's just an incredible culture and group of people that allow players to go from, high school baseball to finish their time at Oregon State and be, very well prepared for whatever they endeavor past that. It's just good people, and being around good people helps, create more good people. So I think it was more like just growing as a person there. But obviously the baseball is just high quality and a really good intention for winning and player development.
And one of the alumni there, Steven Kwan, we talked to him, same kind of setting last year, and he had amazing things to say about you. What's it like having a guy like him and just other, guys who went to Oregon State who you can lean on, who have made it to the show at this point?
Kwan is kind of a great example of just like great person, great teammate, and also worked really hard for everything he's getting in the game today. It's special, and he's just continued to grow and continue to become a better player year in, year out, even through his college career. So I look to him for a lot of great knowledge, and he's been someone I can, check in with and have built a relationship with in this past kind of 6 months.
We want to go way back here real quick. Tell us about the days of you selling Big League Chew.
Yeah. I'm 9-10 years old and preparing for trips to the US for baseball. I think part of my dad wanting me to learn, like, if there's a will and you want to do something, like you find a way. And I would see at the baseball stores, like the Big League Chews, like $5 a pack, and the sunflower seeds were $6-7 a pack. And obviously I enjoyed them, and it was like, oh, like I can, bring them in and sell them myself for cheaper and also have my own supply, So yeah, got some Big League Chew and seeds, and I would, walk around at tournaments or like at my practices or even at school. My friends like tried Big League Chew that weren't baseball people and fell in love and always asked me for it. So I built up, some people that wanted to buy it, and it helped me get, on a flight to play in the US for the first time.
Yeah, was it successful?
Yeah. It was kind of a little bit of fundraising and a cool endeavor.
So you financed one of your trips to the
States.
States.
I did.
Selling Big League Chew.
My first ever trip to the USA was, I think, fairly financed by big league chew sales. So.
I mentioned this to you before about some phrases or things that maybe you have that have been different than some of your teammates that are from the States or from a different country. Anything come to mind that you say that they're like, Travis, what are you talking about?
Nowadays, the things I say that like they don't really understand or question me on, they usually come out in like intense moments, or like, you know, if I'm having a cordial conversation, you've learnt like how to speak the language in a way that an American will always understand. And I think if I'm in a more intense situation, I might yell some things that like no one would understand because it's like slang, Australian. But I don't know, it's hard.
I have a list too, so I can maybe
give me some ideas. I'll let you know if I.
So some of the ones that we've found online. How would you say afternoon?
Arvo, yeah. No, so that's a perfect example of something I should have brought up. Yeah, like I would say, like, what are you doing this Arvo? Do you have any plans this Arvo?
And have you said that?
Yeah, I've said that, and someone's like, Arvo, like avocado, yeah. So that actually has come up, yeah.
Okay, what about breakfast?
Yep, brekkie. So again, these are things that I kind of have waved out of my vocabulary.
So you're not
which
using
is
them
sad.
anymore, but you know, like.
But yeah,
if you're
when are you going to brekkie? Do you want to go to brekkie? Yeah.
When you're completely full at breakfast, is there a word for that?
I don't know.
This says chalkers, but
Choco. Yeah, I almost said so. I almost said I'm chock-a-block. I'm chockers. Yeah, I almost said that, but I didn't want to sound stupid.
What about like a friend or a buddy? Is there a word for like?
Yeah, mate. So
this says cobber. I don't know what
cobber.
that is.
Yeah, that's very like. I feel like people in the generation older than me would say cobber, but I wouldn't.
Pair of flip flops.
Yeah, thongs.
Okay.
Which is kind of like people don't they really question when you say I got that. They go, your dogs are out. Yeah, I got my thongs on, and they're like, what?